From a jersey number that always flops, to a global trademark that almost never existed. Ever wonder why some footballers break away from the norm and have been spotted with strange numbers on the back of their jerseys? Here, we explain some of the weirdest shirt numbers in football history.
Hiciste importante al 5.
Sí.
Pero también era raro ver a otro.
No, es verdad.
Chelsea have seen loads of success throughout their history, but if you think about it, they did it without a number 9. Yeah, no Chelsea player has ever worn the number 9 and done well on the pitch. But why? Apparently, the jersey number at Chelsea is cursed. After a successful campaign with Liverpool, Chelsea signed Fernando Torres, and he picked the number 9 jersey. However, the goals dried up, and Torres left after 4 years. Since then, the likes of Falcao, Morata, Higuain, and Lukaku all donned the famous number 9, but just forgot how to play football.
Morata's away here. Trent decided not to come, and Alvaro Morata is in.
It was so bad that even Thomas Tuchel believed that the number was cursed. If you're a Chelsea fan, don't worry, because players will be avoiding the number 9. Let's hope the curse doesn't spread, because if it did, everyone would start wearing random numbers, like this next player. This story is wholesome, because when Mesut Ozil moved to Fenerbahce, he showed his class by ignoring the mainstream numbers like 10 or 11 and choosing the number 67 for his jersey. But this isn't your run-of-the-mill selection. It's a heartfelt tribute to his Turkish heritage. 67 isn't just a number. It's the first 2 digits of the postal code of his family's hometown, Zonguldak, nestled along the shores of the Black Sea. Yes, Ozil was born in Turkey. He played for the German national team because he grew up in Germany, but his true allegiance lies with Turkey, in Zonguldak to be exact. Now, that's a number with a story, a connection that runs deeper than the game itself. It has to be said though, when Ozil arrived at his new club, the number 10 was taken by Mbwana Samata, so maybe that's why he didn't get the number 10. But he still passed up on 19 and 23, so he probably really wanted to play with 67 on his back. But not as much as Zamorano, who really loved the number 9. Back in the day, the number on your back determined where you played on the field. The striker was always the number 9, which really mattered to Zamorano. He was wearing the number 9 jersey until Ronaldo arrived in Inter Milan in 1997. Ronaldo picked the number 10 shirt, but he was such an icon that sponsors and advertisers wanted Ronaldo to play in the number 9 shirt. Zamorano was forced to give it up, and wasn't too happy with it. So guess what he did? He picked number 18, which seemed okay on the surface, but when he ran out on the pitch, he had a small plus sign between the numbers 1 and 8. How weird is that? Now, that's a smart way of keeping the number 9 on the back of his shirt. But hey, do you know what else will be a smart thing to do? That you quickly like and subscribe and turn on notifications to keep up with this channel. Moving on, what jersey number comes to mind when you think of a midfielder? 8, 6, 14? Why don't people think of number 1? Well, you'd say that's for goalkeepers, but this man doesn't agree. Back in 2013, Edgar Davids announced that he would wear the number 1 for the 2013-14 season. Why? He said he wanted to set a trend.
On a personal note, you're wearing the number 1 shirt again today. Is that a number you're going to be keeping this season?
Yeah, that's my number for the season.
Is there a personal reason behind it? Or?
No, I'm going to start this trend.
Seeing a midfielder playing with number 1 on his back was strange, to say the least. But no one could stop him, because he was the manager of the team Barnet FC as well. What a way to abuse your power, right? But it didn't last for long. He started the season with 8 consecutive yellow cards and got sent off 3 times. It was so embarrassing that he quit before it could get any worse. It's fair to say picking the number 1 wasn't a good decision. I'll tell you what was a good decision though. Ronaldo's creative solution to the problem he faced at his new club AC Milan was genius. Ronaldo was always associated with the number 9. He was even known as R9 at one stage of his career. But when he moved to AC Milan in 2007, he found himself in a bit of a pickle. You see, number 9 was already taken by Filippo Inzaghi. Normally, when a player as big as R9 comes to a club, they pretty much force their new teammate to give them their signature number. But R9 was always a nice guy. He saw that Inzaghi didn't want to let the number go, and so didn't demand it. Ronaldo now had to choose a new number for his jersey, and guess what's better than 9? 2 9s. Ronaldo wore 99 for the 2007-08 season and created a completely new trendy number in world football. Talk about double or nothing. But that's not as iconic as this next Legends jersey number. When it comes to influencing with a weird number on your back, no one holds a candle to Ronaldinho and his number 80. With the amount of flair and skills he had in his game, it's fair to say he didn't need a number to be associated with his legacy. But he still does, and the reason behind it is quite incredible. He used the number 80 for the little time he was at AC Milan, and the main reason he did it was that Clarence Seedorf had already taken the number 10. So Ronaldinho got creative as well and came up with 80. And like all born on the 21st of March 1980, so 80 was actually his birth year. Now that explains the 80 on his back. Trent Alexander-Arnold's 66 has been under the microscope ever since he broke into Liverpool's first team.
That's Alexander-Arnold! Oh! It's a screamer! It's an absolute screamer!
Fullbacks are associated with the numbers 2 and 3, but when Trent jumped onto the scene with 66 on his back, people started wondering if it meant something. Fans started coming up with all sorts of crazy theories. Some wondered if it was something to do with England's World Cup win in 1966, while crazier fans thought it was related to the number of the beast. But Trent explained that there's no secret behind his jersey number, and it was just the number he was assigned in the Liverpool Academy. That doesn't mean it can't mean anything, though. If you think about it, Trent is starting to transform into a number 6 kind of midfielder now, and he already wears 66 on his back. Coincidence? I think not.
The raw emotion of what's going on in this game. Early goal. Origi! Liverpool disconnect! What a piece of quick thinking!
If Ronaldo can go double 9, then maybe Trent was always destined to be double 6. And speaking of destiny, the final story is about the greatest jersey number ever worn. It is, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo's number 7.
Now Ronaldo, a long way out. What a goal! Not too far out for him. On a night when Manchester United had to score, they have scored.
It all started in 2003, when a scared, skinny boy from Lisbon landed in Manchester. Did you know that when he was first given the choice, he chose 28? He reasoned that he didn't want to face the pressure of being number 7 at such a young age. But the higher-ups at the club felt he was ready and forced it on him. And boy, did they get it right. His initials, CR7, have now become a literal brand. It is such a big deal that when he came back to Manchester United, he got back his iconic number from Edison Cavani. Just the name is worth billions, and imagine if he chose 28. The global trademark of CR7 would never exist. CR28 would sound ridiculous, but it wouldn't be as ridiculous as what this next video can bring. So be sure to check out some ridiculous moments in football.